Winter is coming.
And we got you covered and down.
Woo!
Today, me and Pat are looking at the Garage project. This is a yellow, it's called the Yello beer. It's a, what is it, citrus lemon lager.
Yeah.
And it's very clashy, isn't it? Yellow on yellow. But as you'd expect, it's you know, it's lemony, so it has that golden kind of yellow effect. Yeah, it's it should be good. I'm going to guess it's going to be quite citrusy, quite lemony, and much like what it says on the can.
Hopefully.
Should we give it a go?
Yeah. Cheers.
Very, very visible flavour in that.
Oh yeah.
It's it's nice, but it's strong.
Smooth though.
It is, and it's all lemon. That's the first beer I've tasted like that. That's got just straight lemon. Well, I mean, it's not straight lemon. It's got other stuff to it, but it's very lemony, and it works. Anyway, speaking of yellow jackets, lemon-coloured jackets, I'm wearing a new jacket from Montane. This is called the Kamen.
Kamen? Yep.
Yeah, and then you're in the
Anti-Freeze.
Cool. So Anti-Freeze has been around for a bit. I've always had it in the range, well, not always, but I've done it for a few years, and the Kamen is a new one. So this is the lighter weight one, and I'm in the more insulated version. Yes. So a bit more everyday use in the mountains, whereas I'm a bit more
expedition, high alpine use. Really,
and you need that warmth. This is kind of one you'd go for, whereas this one here is a little bit less insulated, but still really cozy. And they've got a good shape to them. So I believe both of them are what, a 20 denier?
They're both a 20 denier outer with a Pertex Quantum. So this is a wind resistant and water resistant outer. Yeah. So you know, great for when it's cold. If you're dealing with snow, it's not going to completely soak through.
Which is important.
Yeah.
And being a down, now I believe it's a high fill power down, isn't it?
It is. So these are both an 800 fill plus. So plus or minus whether it's an 800 or 850.
Yeah, and it's a top down that you can get. It'll be a goose down. I think it's going to be probably very, very warm for what it is. Essentially, you're going to get quite a lot of down in it, and you're going to get a lot of warmth out of that. Now, the important thing is that the down itself has actually it's got a treatment on it. So what that means is that before the down goes in the jacket, it's actually been treated with a DWR coating. So it's a bit of a water repellency, a bit of redundancy for the jacket. Yep. Plus you've got the outer coating on the jacket itself. Not waterproof, but it definitely gives you that barrier of security where you can go out and you know that you've got a little bit of moisture wicking that can happen in the right
elements. They've even put little flecks of gold in there to sort of help with the drying out process and a few other little bits and bobs, which is quite cool to think, like, wow, I'm actually wearing gold right now.
Yep, exactly.
Pretty much.
Very cool. And it's all this one here is panelled, big panels. You can kind of see that. So you're going to have a big section of down in there, and then you're going to have smaller baffles. Just the design difference.
But also these are sewn through. So pretty much there's a gap in there. So you might get some cold spots, that's why it's more of a just day-to-day light mountain shell. The Kamen XT is actually a box baffle, so it means there isn't a gap in here. It's the construction is designed so there's a wall, so no airflow or anything to get in between them. So way more technical.
Yeah, for sure.
The Kamen's nice, built with Alpine in mind, so pretty much pockets are much higher than what you'll get with an Anti-Freeze. So this is harness compatible.
Yeah,
so if you're out in the mountains, cold day, as well as the what pockets are those called?
Chest pocket?
Chest pockets, the Napoleon pockets. Go nice on the side if you need to keep your hands nice and warm.
Like so, you do that.
Nice and comfy.
Oh, speaking of which.
Stuff bag.
Stuff bag.
Slightly updated.
How convenient was that? That's great.
Slightly updated. They've actually got a slight compression ability now too, so you can pack them a lot smaller than what they previously
So it's going to have a cord that you can pull in. This is kind of handy.
And there's a little compression on the top.
Yeah.
How nice is that?
That's real handy.
Yeah, so much more technical on this one, where this is just your basic shell of layered jacket. So you've got a draw cord internally to cinch it around your head if it's a bit windy.
Yep.
This one actually has an extra one. If we turn around, pop that up for me. You've got an extra draw cord on the side to cinch it in if you're wearing a helmet, which is quite handy. Yeah.
No, very, very comfy. Now, what about the fit?
The fit, the Kamen is a little bit more relaxed of a fit, so it's designed to fit layers inside. So pretty much just on and off throughout the day when you're up in the mountains. If you're standing still, chuck it on over everything you're wearing.
Yep.
This is a little bit more slim of a fit,
right.
but still more relaxed than the previous models.
Yeah, and there's pre-lift on this jacket too, isn't there?
Yes, there is. So on the Alpine shells, these ones, it's in the shoulders. So when you're wearing a pack, it's not going to compress the down and damage it.
Yeah.
On the day-to-day ones, it's actually in the armpit here.
Yeah. So it's great for moisture wicking, which is great. And I mean, it'll breathe just as good, to be fair. But it's more about a fit thing, to be honest, which is really cool.
In the anti-freeze, you get two different sizes, two different models. You've got the anti-freeze, which is
that's a good point.
a much lighter system. So again, a day, well, like today where it's like 11 degrees, perfect to just get on and off and wear out and about. And what I'm wearing is the XT, so slightly heavier, colder winter days.
That's right.
With the Kamen, there is the XT, which you are currently wearing.
That's right.
And the
very,
regular.
very warm.
This one isn't box baffled, so that's the big difference, while still keeping higher pockets for harness use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And a multitude of colours.
And I think that's most of the specs for these two jackets, isn't it?
That is most of these two.
Yeah.
And we've got the nice little hidden...
But we do have a different style that we've got in, and we haven't done this before.
Polaron XT.
It's quite a long jacket. This is something that you'd probably use around the city, weekends, casual wear. You could take it up to a ski field and just wear it around the lodge. It's not really something you'd use as like a layering piece, is it?
No,
as such?
it's not something you would want to take into the mountains.
And then what was exciting about this? You could pull it in.
Internal draw cord, so you can tighten around the waist a little bit more.
Yeah, very cool.
Awesome.
And this is a woman's. Well, this one here is a woman's one, which is great. I think the best thing to do with these is just to come in and try them on. If you've got an expedition coming up, now you kind of know which way to go. If you want every day, maybe the anti-freeze. But you should come in and try them on. I fit a medium. I fit like a glove.
I'm in a small, and it's actually a little bit roomy for me.
Yeah.
So that's it's great.
So it's definitely worth trying them on. They're cool colours, and they're super warm. And it's only going to get colder. So you come on, try them on, have a chat to us, and we'll help you out. Thanks, guys.
Woo!